Hello, my dear Scorpio. I greet you with warmth today, and I want you to sit with me for a moment because what I'm about to share carries weight and depth that your soul has already begun to sense in the silence of your heart. Life is about to stir in a way that feels both unfamiliar and inevitable. And although you may long to resist it, the tides of the universe are already shifting, preparing to pull you into a new current of destiny. In the coming hours, you will feel a strange ripple in your personal space, almost as if the air itself is changing texture. And this is not just coincidence or random disturbance. It is the hand of the cosmos gently shaking the ground beneath you so that you will notice what has long been hidden. This unexpected movement around your home is not designed to frighten you, but to awaken you, to nudge you away from the ordinary routine so that when you step out and return, you will find that something remarkable has been rearranged on your path. I want you to breathe deeply as I tell you this. Because Scorpio, your nature is to hold tightly, to control and to anchor yourself when the unknown knocks at your door. Yet this moment is not meant for control. It is meant for surrender, for trusting that the universe knows how to reorder your world more perfectly than you could. What happens in this shift will serve as the opening chapter of a larger story, a story of truth being unveiled, of blessings waiting to be claimed, and of a transformation that will touch the very core of your being. This is only the beginning, the first whisper of a profound sequence that will unfold step by step. And as you lean into this change rather than fight it, you will discover that the very thing that unsettles you is also the key to the security, clarity, and abundance you have been waiting for. What comes next will make sense of all the tremors, all the cracks, and all the silent prayers you have carried in the dark. And it will lead you into a far greater alignment with who you were always meant to become. As we step deeper into this unfolding message, I want you to understand that what seems disruptive at first is in truth the universe making space for you to breathe again. The strange occurrence you may sense within your own walls is not a punishment nor a curse. It is a divine rearrangement, a necessary clearing of the old so that new light can enter places. You have carried weight for so long, responsibilities that were never entirely yours, burdens that settled into your bones because of your loyalty and your fear of letting others down. Now, the cosmos is shifting those foundations, urging you to step outside of the familiar, even if only for a brief time, so that when you return, you will not step back into the same four walls, but into a renewed sanctuary, one that reflects your truth rather than your obligations. You may feel the instinct to resist this nudge, to cling to the structures that you've built so carefully, but this is a sacred interruption. It is life saying to you, let go for just a moment. Walk out of what has become too heavy, and see how much lighter you can feel. For Scorpio, who thrives on intensity and control, this can feel strange, even threatening. But it is precisely this temporary departure that will allow you to see the invisible threads that have been binding you. The event that pushes you out is a divine pause, a time for you to gather clarity, to cleanse your spirit, and to notice what has been draining you. When you return, it will not simply be to the same room, the same space, or the same energy. It will be to a place transformed. The very act of leaving allows the unseen forces to move on your behalf, to sweep away stagnation, and to prepare a ground rich with possibility. This is how the universe speaks to you now, by creating a disruption that is not meant to break you but to free you, to shift your perspective, and to plant you firmly in alignment with your destiny. This moment is not about loss, it is about release. And from release comes the fortune, the clarity, and the deep inner stability you have longed for. Dearest Scorpio, this pause the universe is asking of you is not a simple break from your routine. It is a sacred retreat, a moment carved out of time where you are meant to turn inward and rediscover the essence of your own being. When life unsettles your space and nudges you to step away, it is not to exile you but to return you to yourself, to the parts of your spirit that have been buried beneath obligations, fears, and the weight of unspoken expectations. This moment of stepping outside is like crossing a threshold into deeper reflection, where you can finally exhale and listen to the voice within that has been whispering all along. Scorpio, you are a sign that carries intensity as both a gift and a burden. And sometimes that passion makes you hold on to things that were only meant to be temporary. This time of distance is the gift you didn't know you needed. It allows you to loosen your grip on responsibilities that were never truly yours, to let go of ties that keep you in cycles of pain, and to realize that your worth was never tied to carrying everyone else's weight. In this stillness, you will feel the heaviness begin to lift, and clarity will rise like the first light of dawn, revealing what truly belongs to you and what is safe to release. This phase is not about doing more or proving yourself. It is about breathing, reflecting, and recentering. It is a reset, a necessary purification of your path. In the quiet, your deepest desires resurface, the ones you've silenced in the name of survival or loyalty. The universe is giving you permission now to honor them, to recognize that you are allowed to want more, to crave peace, to build a life that is lighter yet more powerful than the one you've known. And as you allow yourself this pause, you are preparing for the transformation that waits upon your return. For the life you step back into will not only feel different, it will be different, shaped by the freedom you have chosen to embrace. When this sacred pause gives way and you step back into your space, you will not return empty-handed. For the universe never asks you to release without also preparing to restore. What awaits you is not only a change in energy, but the opening of doors that lead directly to abundance. This abundance may show itself through unexpected financial blessings, the settling of long-awaited matters, or opportunities that carry the weight of recognition and stability. The fortune you are about to encounter is not random. It is the harvest of every seed of effort, every sleepless night, every test of endurance that you have endured quietly in the shadows. You, Scorpio, know better than most what it means to invest deeply, to commit your heart and your spirit into everything you build. And because of this devotion, the universe is now ready to return to you in kind. What emerges is not a fleeting gain, but a foundation of prosperity strong enough to carry you into the future. It may arrive as a career breakthrough that finally validates your vision, as a stream of resources that relieves the burdens of the past, or even as an inheritance of sorts, something rooted in legacy, in continuity, in what was meant to find you all along. But beyond the material form, this fortune may take. What matters most is the sense of stability that settles into your soul. This is the quiet certainty that you are supported, that the ground beneath you is firm, that the cycles of struggle are giving way to cycles of growth. This is the kind of wealth that stretches further than numbers in a bank account. It is the richness of security, of confidence, of knowing that your path is aligned with a greater design. Allow yourself to receive this without hesitation, because it is yours by right of all that you have endured. And it is here to remind you that nothing you have suffered has been in vain. As this new current of abundance begins to flow toward you, the universe is not only gifting you material stability, but also something your soul has long craved: justice, closure, and healing. There are chapters in your past that still whisper to you in the night, unresolved wrongs that left a shadow over your spirit, betrayals that carved themselves too deeply into your heart. You may have carried these wounds silently, believing that no vindication would ever come. But now the cosmic balance shifts, and truth begins to surface in ways you could not orchestrate on your own. This is not about you fighting or forcing outcomes. It is about allowing life to unveil what was hidden and to correct what was unjust. Situations that once seemed tangled and beyond repair begin to unravel naturally, revealing clarity where there was confusion. People who may have wronged you, knowingly or unknowingly, are confronted by the consequences of their actions, not through your hand, but through the quiet precision of divine order. And as these truths come to light, you will feel a weight lift, as though chains you've long carried suddenly dissolve, leaving space for your spirit to feel light, free, and unburdened. Healing also arrives in the form of reconciliation. The Six of Cups whispers of past connections resurfacing, not to drag you back into old patterns, but to offer peace, forgiveness, and gentle closure. Old misunderstandings soften, grief begins to ease, and bonds that truly matter find their way back into harmony. This is your chance to let go of bitterness, to forgive where forgiveness is needed, and perhaps most importantly, to forgive yourself for carrying burdens that were never yours to keep. In this grace-filled moment, Scorpio, you are not only liberated from the past, but also anchored into a clearer, brighter future where your relationships, your spirit, and your heart can finally breathe. My dearest Scorpio, after the clearing of past shadows and the restoration of justice, the skies themselves shift to remind you of your own inner authority and vision. The cosmos is aligning in such a way that you are being called to reclaim your position not just as a survivor of storms, but as a leader, a strategist, and a builder of new foundations. With Pluto, your ruling planet, exerting its transformative force, you are invited to step fully into the power of renewal that has always defined you. The changes that seemed to dismantle your world were never destruction for the sake of loss. They were a sacred renovation, removing what no longer served so you could construct something enduring from the ground up. In this season, Scorpio, Saturn's steady influence encourages you to focus on structure, disciplina, and the legacy you are shaping. The universe is urging you to establish frameworks that will carry you far into the future, not just temporary fixes, but enduring systems built on clarity, resilience, and truth. This is a time to craft strategies with precision, to set goals that reflect your soul's true purpose, and to assert yourself with a quiet confidence that needs no force to be felt. Others will naturally recognize the steadiness of your presence and look to you for guidance. For your ability to navigate through intensity and emerge stronger gives you authority that cannot be taught, only earned. At the same time, the energy of Jupiter expands your vision, opening opportunities you once thought unreachable. Doors that were locked now swing open, inviting you to consider paths that elevate not only your career but also your influence and your sense of fulfillment. This is not the moment to doubt your capacity. It is the time to embrace the fact that you are equipped to lead, to innovate, and to transform not only your own life but also the lives of those around you. Scorpio, your ability to see beneath the surface gives you an unparalleled advantage. Use this gift now to shape your next chapter with wisdom and foresight. What you create in this period will not be fleeting, it will be the foundation upon which your future thrives. With every step, you are embodying the cosmic truth that your intensity, once seen as too much for others to handle, is in fact the very power that allows you to build, to lead, and to leave a lasting mark. This is your moment to step into the fullness of your destiny, not as someone reacting to life's currents, but as someone directing them with courage and vision. As the heavens complete their turning and the dust of transformation settles, you now arrive at the threshold of a radiant new chapter. What once felt like chaos and disruption has unfolded into clarity, strength, and a sense of wholeness that you may not have felt for many years. The cosmic cycles have worked tirelessly to prepare you for this moment, where light pierces through every shadow and reveals the brilliance of who you have become. The struggles, the endings, the pauses, all of it was the scaffolding for the life that now begins to unfold before you. This next phase is not about survival, it is about flourishing. The sun's influence shines directly on your path, amplifying your confidence, illuminating your talents, and calling you to stand fully in your authentic self. Recognition flows naturally, both in your personal life and in the public eye. Where you once fought to be seen, you now radiate in such a way that others cannot help but notice. In your home, harmony begins to bloom like a long-awaited spring, filling your sanctuary with laughter, peace, and warmth. In your work, opportunities expand beyond your expectations, rewarding the discipline and resilience that have defined your journey. Scorpio, this is your season of fulfillment, where joy no longer feels like a distant promise but a living presence in your daily life. The universe affirms that every trial you endured has been woven into a tapestry of triumph, and now you are invited to celebrate not just the external achievements, but the deep inner evolution that has made you wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. You are no longer defined by the battles you fought, but by the brilliance you now embody. Stand tall in this light, dear one, and let yourself receive without hesitation. You are not stepping into borrowed fortune or temporary favor. You are stepping into the true inheritance of your spirit, the abundance that has always been destined for you. This is the beginning of a luminous era, a time where you can finally breathe freely, love openly, and move forward with the steady confidence of someone who knows their place in the great design of the cosmos. The universe has brought you here, and now, it is your turn to shine. I want you to take a deep breath and feel the weight of these words, not only in your mind but in your heart. You have walked through storms that others could not imagine. You have carried truths too heavy to be spoken aloud, and still you have emerged with your spirit intact. The universe has not overlooked a single tear, a single silent sacrifice, a single night you thought you would not survive. All of it has been recorded, honored, and now transformed into the light that is beginning to surround you. This is not the end of your story, Scorpio. It is the end of one chapter and the opening of another that glows with possibility. You are stepping into a cycle where you no longer have to fight for your place, because your place has already been carved by destiny itself. You are stepping into relationships that mirror the depth of your soul, into opportunities that reflect the magnitude of your effort, and into a sense of peace that cannot be shaken by external storms. Hold on to this truth: you are protected, you are guided, and you are profoundly loved by the unseen forces that have carried you to this moment. What is leaving your life is making room for what is meant to stay. What feels uncertain now will soon reveal itself as part of a greater plan woven perfectly for you. Walk forward with your head lifted, not in defiance, but in quiet confidence, knowing that your resilience has become your crown and your intuition your compass. So, my beloved Scorpio, step boldly into this new era with an open heart. Trust yourself, trust the timing, and trust that the universe is not only leading you but celebrating you. You are no longer defined by endings. You are defined by the radiant new beginning that is now yours.